Barak Yahweh Alam. Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. And this is going to be an introduction of a series that the Most High put on my mind to start. Because the truth is, this world knows little about righteous and biblical marriage and sex, how it's supposed to be done. Not the old way, the original way. Not the old way, but the right way. You know, they say things like, oh, that's the old way, that's the biblical way. But in high science, it's just the right way, the foundation way. And you see, because we left the quote unquote old way or original way or foundation way or biblical way, which is the righteous way of marriage and sex, we have all this problem. Without order, you got chaos. And this is what we got today, a whole bunch of chaos because we are not abiding by the instructions that our Heavenly Father had gave us. Now, I didn't know how to start this, and I didn't want to come on here with something real long, but I did want to speak about when should a woman or a man leave their mother house. And this conversation came about because, you know, not too long ago, they celebrated 50 years of hip hop. And one of the things that was in the top hat, I was looking at a video and they was talking about Destiny Child and that song, you know, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a daddy, and I know what I'm talking about. And I had no idea, but a lot of people consider that song like a gold digging song back then. A lot of men especially did not like that song. And for good reason, because the truth is that the truth hurts. And there was truth to that, you know. You had dudes that they may have been working all day and they carpooling with their friend. You know, you'll see them riding 3 deep or 4 deep. And the one on the passenger seat would see a girl and try to holler at her. And it was cool until Destiny Child made that song. And now if you was on the passenger seat, they'll just call you a scrub. Or if you're in the back seat, they'll call you a scrub. Or they find out you stayed with your mama, they'll call you a scrub. And, you know, and they was like, what's wrong with a man, you know, riding with his friend, or maybe he ain't got a car. What's wrong with a man living with his mama? And of course, that started a whole big conversation of what a man should have, what a man need to provide for a woman, and it also made women kind of look at their man and say, "Hey, are you a scrub? You know, do I got a quote unquote man, or do I got me a scrub?" That's what they call it. So a lot of men did not like that song. So this was part. So this was part of this conversation. Should a man? When should is it? How can I put it? When is it cool, or how long should a man stay with. So let me make sure I got this straight. But nevertheless, you asked the question, well, what is the official age should a man move out from his mama house? Not only a man, but a woman. Is there a age limit? Now, we talking about biblically, according to the Bible, because this world will tell you 16, 17, or 18, 19, 20, 21, they're able to buy alcohol. So by 21, they gotta get a job and get their own house. But is that what the Bible say? Biblically, is that what it says? And I realized a lot that a lot of things that this world taught us was lies and Bibles. A lot of things that we hold dear to heart, a lot of things we live by, these sayings. One of these sayings is, you got to be 18 and get out my house if you're a man. And then we wonder why our young men are out here committing crime and getting locked up. It's because they was not ready to be on their own. And you forced them to be on their own. So now they ain't. So you see this happen a lot of times. I've seen this happen a lot of time in the hood. A young man turned 18, his mama kick him out of the house. Maybe she got a boyfriend there or whatever. And the boyfriend say, hey, he's 18, it's time for him to go. And he got a job, he really ain't got his stuff together. And she kick him out. And he end up in this world trying to make it on his own, not having everything he needs. And end up going down the wrong route. And she say, he's grown, I don't wash my hands with him. Well, according to the Bible, it says, and let's go there, because what does the scripture say? This is Genesis chapter 2, and let's start at 22. Let's start at 23. It says, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bone. Stop. Stop right there. Bone of my bone. They can tell if you are Caucasian, white, uh, Negro, Asian. They can tell what race you are by the shape of your head skull. Did you know that? For those who know, that look into bones and the bone body, the Negro skull is different from the Caucasian skull. Matter of fact, the Negro skull is different from the African skull. So they may have a skull and they can tell that it's a black man, but they can tell it's not a Negro, but it's an African. So that's significance that he says bone of my bone, and then he say flesh of my flesh. Somebody say, well, we all the same flesh. We all got the same flesh. Our flesh ain't different. Come on, let's be common sense. Our flesh is different, especially just by looking. You know me as a Negro man with dark brown skin. My skin look different from an Asian or a Caucasian person. Not only that, it looked different just off face value, but the melanin content is different. So if you dig a little different scientific, I can stay in the sun longer and not get burnt than my white brothers and sisters. So there is a difference between the flesh. But Adam says she got the same flesh of my flesh. So they had the same flesh. Remember, she came from him, from his rib. So she had to have his hair texture, his skin color, and all. He said, but she shall be called woman because she shall be taken out of man. 24, therefore shall a man leave his father's house and his mother's house and shall cling to his wife. They shall be one flesh. 25, and they will both be naked. The man and his wife were not ashamed. So right here, we get a prime example of when a man should leave his mama house. Notice it didn't say woman. It says man. A man should leave his mother's house when he found a wife. Not no time later nor sooner. Now I know in this world that's hard to believe because this world told you, oh, his butt grown. He better get his grown butt out. No, no. Yes, he's grown. And while he's grown living under your house, you're supposed to be respectable. That's why no matter how grown you is, you're supposed to honor your mother and your daddy. And it make more sense because that's why a lot of people are having hard times. Because they see the idea was having children was the more children you have, the more help and resources you have. That if you had 10 sons, that means those 10 sons will be able to grow up and have 10 jobs and produce for the household until they get married. So yes, a man is supposed to stay with his mother and his daddy as long as he's not married. When it go wrong is when we allow for our daughters and our sons to shack up in our house and they're not married. No, no. If you want to shack up, if you want to be with this woman, you marry her. Y'all start your own house, your own family, and you clean the hut, and that's how it's supposed to be. And it makes a lot of sense because it's cut out a lot of trouble today. Even today, I know some kin folks. Uh, I got a cousin in his late 30s. He just moved back home. He never been married, don't have no kids, don't have no wife. And he said it was a waste of his money. He was He had a job, but it was a waste of his money paying for the bills. He said, I never be at home because I be at work all the time. And he said it was just a waste of my money to spend my money on this big house. You know, it was a 2 bedroom, but it was too big for him that he barely be at all day. So he moved back in with his mama and helped his mama out. And in the meanwhile, while helping his mama out, he can save more money and put money aside. And he can make his money stretch. He can make his money last and save more money than he was if he was by himself. And my auntie, she didn't mind. You know, she was like, he grown, you know, at first she was like, he grown, he need to get his own house. But then she admit, she was like, you know, it's nice to have help around the house. Because my uncle, his daddy, is up in age. He can't move like he used to. And his daddy don't mind having help around the house, cutting the grass, doing little things around the house. And none of them sure don't mind having extra money coming in. And it benefits the whole family. But this world will tell you as soon as they get 18 and 19 to just kick them out. Whether they got a steady job or not, whether they got a steady income or not, oh, they're going to be a man and this world going to teach them how to be a man and just kick them out. And usually that causes trouble. And we see it's been causing trouble because we have not been doing it the right way, nor the biblical way. Now, what about the woman? The woman, she should stay with her mama. Uh, of course, help her out, get a job. She able to get a job and help her mama and her daddy out until a man finds her. And if a man say, hey, I want to marry you, and then she said, hey, mama, I found a man want to marry me. Of course, the man go to her mother and daddy and court her for a while and say, I want to marry your daughter. And then he give her daughter away down the aisle. It don't matter if she's 32 or 42. If she's not married, she's not obligated to leave her mother's house because that's the family house. It's all about family and wealth building. See, we forgot that this world is so me, selfish. Everybody on your own. You got to learn on your own. You got to grow on your own. And we forgot this whole thing was about family and union and putting together. And that's what having kids was about. It was not just about getting your freak on, having babies, and then kicking them out when they get 18. It was about building a kingdom, building a resource, having people that in the long run will benefit you and help you out because these little people that you feeding and nurturing up, that you teaching them skills, that when they get older, they'll be able to repay you because they'll have a job on their own. That's why a lot of times in the old days, they had tents, and when they had a new family, they'll just add a new tent on to the house, a new room. And the bigger tent you had, the bigger family you had, the more power you had, the more resources you had. But our problem is we let people shack up. We let the women's, we'll let a young man, he may be 21, 22, he stay with his mama, got a job, he got a little girlfriend, and we let him and his girlfriend lay up in the house and spend the night. Either they over to his house or her house. And we act like we don't see no harm in it. And before you know, there's a baby and there's no ring yet. And then before you know it, they arguing, they broke up. Now she's a baby mama and he's a baby daddy. And none of them ain't got themselves together. Because what he was supposed to be doing while he was staying with you was supposed to be stacking his money, getting himself together, not only helping y'all out, but making sure that there's this woman that he want to call his wife, that he can be able to provide for her, that when he's able to say, okay, I want to marry her, that he can have his ducks in order. And he can already have his money saved back. They can already be making plans. All this is already supposed to be in the plans. Like, what do y'all think y'all supposed to be talking about when y'all dating? Y'all not just supposed to be talking about how many stars in the sky and I love you and I love you too. No, you're supposed to be planning out your life, asking each other what y'all gonna do, what type of house you want, how big is it? We're gonna start out with this house. You got this job, I got this job. When we come together, we can make this much and we can afford this much. So you got the grown man staying with his family, his mama and his daddy, helping their household out, making it easy on them. It's easy on himself because he get to save and plan for his future. You got the woman staying with her mama and daddy. She's bringing in income to the household, but also making it easy by making it easy on them, but also saving and making plans. And then when he say, "I'm ready to marry you," the money issue is not the thing. It's not no secret. It won't be no uh, baby shower before the marriage. So this is the biblical, righteous way of when should a woman or a man move out. Technically, a man or a woman can stay with their mother and father as long as they're not married. According to the Bible, as long as they're not married, they're not obligated to leave. The Most High did not say you're going to be a mother and daddy until your son turned 18 or 19. Who told you that lie? You're always a mother and daddy. It don't matter if your son 25 or 35. But what you don't need to do is allow for your son to bring different females in your house and lay up with them and make babies, nor allow for your daughter to bring this young man in your house and lay with her and have babies, knowing they have not been married or planning for marriage. But the whole conversation is, you seeing who? Remember the old days that when you date somebody, they used to have to come and meet the family. They have to sit there and be quiet and meet the family. And I'm talking about your sister, your brother, everybody. And it was introducing to them, it's like this so-and-so is going to be courting your sister for a while. And they didn't let them out of their sight. Wasn't no doing no freaky business. It was sit right here with the lights on, the door open, and watch TV.
What, Davis?
You got you no
Ain't no coffee.
what nothing yet.
But we done got far away from how things are supposed to be done. How biblically and righteous things supposed to be done. And now we don't consider these things. Well, as soon as our sons and daughters turn 18, we just kicking them out. And they don't even have a husband yet to take care of them. A man is supposed to take care of his wife. A woman is supposed to have a man to provide for her. You don't supposed to just kick her out. And a man is not supposed to leave his mama household unless he finds a wife. Then once he's find that wife and he want to lay down with her, of course, you're not doing it in here. So if you want to lay down with her, the best thing you better do is find your apartment, get a house, and get married. And now the first time y'all have an argument, it ain't, oh, we broke up, and now you just a baby mama and I'm just a baby daddy. Because arguments is gonna happen. Like, that's what people don't get. Like, people act like, I want a relationship that's perfect. What is that? You mean y'all don't never want to disagree? Y'all don't never want to get upset? Y'all supposed to grow together. And this whole idea that we grew apart. No, y'all supposed to grow together. Y'all supposed to share with one another about your day. Let her know what's going on with you. Let him know what's going on with you. Know what I'm saying? Just how your day went. How we feel about this. I used to think this way, now I think that way, and this is why I think that way. That's the beautiful thing about being in a relationship, is growing together with somebody. Seeing that person grow and mature, and you growing and maturing with them. But you sticking into it, seeing them being young and grow into an older man. Seeing your wife being a young little thing and growing into an older woman. You have not only love for one another, but respect.
I mean,
You need some